Hi, my name is Lewis Morrison, and this is the untold truth about how my kid's mother, Tammy Wilkins, lost custody of my two children and her daughter, Sarah Wilkins. Destiny Page, formerly known as Destiny Bolin, used to be married to my brother, Michael Bolin. When she was married to my brother, Michael Bolin, when my son was a baby, she used to get my son to cuss and flip complete strangers off and cuss at cops, hang his head out the car window, cuss at complete strangers. I have 3 pictures of my son flipping the camera off. For example, here's one picture right here. There's one picture right there of my son flipping the camera off. I took this picture of myself. And me and my brother told Destiny Page to stop having my son cuss and everything else. And Tammy and Destiny thought it was funny, and they kept on laughing about it. And Destiny just kept on having my son cuss and everything else. Well, Destiny was cheating on my brother with this guy named Lola Page. He was in prison, and he was volunteering at the Life Learning Center because Tammy Wilkins was volunteering there too, and she ended up cheating on me twice. And my brother and Destiny Page got a divorce. Me, Destiny Page, and Tammy Wilkins moved to Nicholasville on Christmas Lane. When we moved in with Destiny Page and Lola Page on Christmas Lane, we was there probably about maybe 2 months, and well, probably a little bit longer. But when we was in the house on Christmas Lane, I noticed that Lola Page one night at 3 o'clock in the morning, because Lola Page was doing pills and he was doing cocaine. One night at 3 o'clock in the morning, Destiny Page woke up Sarah Wilkins, which is Tammy Wilkins' daughter, and my 2 children and her daughter at 3 o'clock in the morning, because Tammy Wilkins went with her looking for Lola Page all around Lexington, Kentucky, and Sarah Wilkins missed school the next morning. And Lola Page used to beat the crap out of Destiny Page, throw ashtrays at her, pop cans, and another time, Tammy Wilkins got a job, and Tammy was at work. Lola Page came home from work, sent my 2, because me and my 2 children was in the bedroom, in our bedroom. Lola Page came in the bedroom and beat the crap out of me, while sent my 2 children in the living room. And Destiny Page was standing in the hallway, and Lola Page beat the crap out of me so bad that he broke his wrist on my forehead, and he went to the hospital, and the next day he went to work and filed a false workman's comp case. Well, like the next month or so after, me and Tammy Wilkins got our own place with Anthony and Emily, which is my 2 children, and Sarah Wilkins, which is Tammy Wilkins' daughter, continued to live with Destiny and Lola Page. Me, Tammy Wilkins, and Anthony and Emily had our own place for about 1.5 years. And Destiny dropped off Sarah Wilkins to Tammy and said that she couldn't control her no more. So when Sarah Wilkins moved back in with us, Sarah Wilkins was stealing from grocery stores One time she took my daughter to Dollar General and she was caught on camera with my daughter stealing because I knew the manager at that store and he didn't call the cops. Sarah was smoking, having sex at age 12. Sarah has asthma and she has an inhaler she was supposed to take to school every day. And the school called social services on us because she wouldn't take her inhaler to school. And Tammy Wilkins told the school that she wouldn't listen to us because Sarah Wilkins was hitting me, hitting her mom. She was hitting her brother. She was hitting her sister. And she was screaming at me. She was screaming at her mom while Sarah Wilkins got us evicted from the apartments that we lived in. We were supposed to move into a house, and the landlord didn't. The house needed too much work, and the landlord didn't want to fix it up. So we had no choice but to move back in with Destiny TJ in Covington. Everything was fine for the first 3 months. Nicholasville transferred our case to Covington. When the social worker came out from Covington, they were going to drop it because everything was fine. And TJ started make TJ with Lillard Page was making us spank our kids, Anthony and Emily. And he said that if we didn't like it, we can get the F out. And he was doing drugs so bad that he would come home and he would be in bed for days at a time. In bed sick with the shakes. He was on pills. He was on cocaine. You name it, he was doing it. And when family would come over, Destiny's family would come over, she would lie to her family and said TJ was sick. Another time, Lola Page, Destiny Page, and Tammy held down Sarah in the living room, and Tammy Wilkins whipped Sarah so hard with a belt because me and Tammy we fixed up the garage and we was renting out the garage, and they whipped Sarah so hard with a belt. So I took my son and my daughter to the garage so my son and my daughter wouldn't have to see it. And and another time, Lillard Page asked me if I wanted to go out of state to help him sell some pills, and he told me that I would make $1,000. I told him no. And then he asked Tammy Wilkins whether she did or not. I don't know. But Tammy Wilkins used to smack my daughter in the face. She threw my daughter in my arms. I was forced to leave the house. But before I was forced to leave the house, I called Nina, because it's a different social worker now, but it was Nina Reinhardt. I called Nina Reinhardt on Tammy Wilkins' cell phone. And I tried to tell her what was going on in the house about the drugs and everything else. Nina Reinhardt wouldn't listen to me. And because I called Steve Bashor's office and I reported her. Because when all this went to court the first time, Nina Reinhardt lied to the judge and said I didn't call her when I did call her, in fact. So I was forced to leave the house. We had a meeting at the social worker's office. And I sat next to TJ, but I was scared of TJ because he already beat me up once and broke his wrist on my forehead. And I was scared to say anything because I was sitting right there next to him. And they said that I signed a piece of paper saying that Destiny TJ can have my kids. But I didn't sign no paper like that. Never did in my life. And after I left the house, someone called social services on Tammy. They said it was a neighbor, but it couldn't have been a neighbor because they said that someone heard Tammy say this to my daughter. But it had to have been Destiny or Sarah Wilkins that called on Tammy Wilkins. But the social worker office heard Tammy on the phone tell my daughter to shut the F up. After I left the house, my daughter was sexually abused. TJ has a record. He has a domestic violence charge on his record. And when you have that type of charge on your record, you're not even supposed to have custody of kids. Even a detective even told me that. I did a background check on Liller Page. And the background check that I did on Liller Page, it said that he was a registered sex offender. Now, my kids are in Kenton County. Kenton County is so crooked, the judge don't even want to look at all the evidence. The new social worker don't even want to look at all the evidence. And that's why I'm coming to the media. Because I have a lawyer, and I'm about to lose my kids in 2 weeks. Because nobody looked at all the evidence. And that's why I'm coming to the media. So I appreciate you taking your time and let me tell my story. Thank you so much.